Welcome to the 2nd of October 2023. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help people create online businesses around their passion, their skill set, their hobby, whatever it is they've got an interest in, and they want to share that knowledge and experience to help other people move forward and get paid for it. And yesterday was Sunday. I was doing my weekly newsletter, sending it out to my email list. And I shared with them my perspective over 5 years now. I came out of a 9 to 5 after 25 years, 5 years ago, and went online, started creating my own courses and programs. And some of them at the beginning didn't do well. But once I worked out how you can actually successfully create courses and programs that actually you can launch and actually do extremely well, then people were asking me how I did it. I started coaching them how to do it. And I've now got a perspective, I guess, over 5 years of the things that people get stuck with and maybe some ideas to help them over the different parts of their journey. So I want to break them down into 4 areas, which I did with my newsletter, much more detail yesterday, but just to kind of give you a big over picture on them. So number 1, if you're in a 9 to 5 job, or you're in a business you own, which feels like a job because you're trading your time for money, the salary, the fee, the paycheck, and you want to build an online business, most people get stuck and find it difficult to get online because they haven't related to their why. Why do they want to do it? Why do they want to build an online business? And I can tell you straight up from my own experience, if your goal is to make money online and that's your driver to have an online business, it's probably not going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be quite shallow and it's a bottomless pit. You're always going to want more. There has to be that deep desire to want to help other people, but you have to know your why, number 1. Number 2, the second part of the journey usually is people are ready to pivot and go online, but they get stuck. And there's a whole range of reasons why they get stuck. But I believe that the most important thing you can do if you're ready to pivot and go online, and I know for a lot of people this is very challenging because it's very uncomfortable, is they actually have to put a stake in the ground. They have to put a date in the calendar to say when they're actually going to go online. And this can be just for a side project, or it could be a full-time business like mine. Like when I gave up my 25 years in the corporate world, I went straight in. Whether it's part-time or full-time, you have to put a date in the calendar, because I'm a big fan of the adage that if it's not in your calendar, it's not going to happen. So that's number 2. Number 3, people usually have pivoted online, or people that have pivoted online, they're online, but they're finding it really difficult and struggling. And usually the reason why they struggle is because they haven't defined clearly who their ideal customer is. They want to try and help everybody, or they're just not clear on it. And as a result, they get very frustrated and they struggle. So if you are already online and you're struggling, then it's probably because you haven't defined who your ideal customer is, or it may very well be the 4th and final point. That's usually the reason why they haven't really clearly defined who their ideal customer is. Number 3. Number 4, if you are online and you are struggling to get traction, then the reason usually is because you haven't defined who your ideal customer is and you haven't built an audience. And the way to be able to get over that is to start building your email list. I will keep saying it and I'll keep saying it, but your email list is your number 1 asset in your online business. And the way to do that and the way to build it is to have a little simple funnel that at the front of it has a lead magnet that takes people in on a journey, showing them what it is you do, the value, your offers. And if they're ready to buy, then great. If they're not, you've shown them the value. And now you're starting to build your email list. So those are the 4 things I shared with my email list yesterday. Number 1, if you're in a 9 to 5 job and you want to go online, but you're stuck, find out why you want to do it. Number 2, if you are ready to pivot and go online, but you're stuck, then the reason that you're stuck is because you're not clear. And it's really important that to make it clear that you put a date in your calendar, number 2. Number 3, if you are already online, but you're struggling, usually got to do it, you haven't defined who your ideal customer is. Number 4, same thing as well, but a little different. If you have gone online and you're struggling to get traction, it's usually either because you don't know who your ideal customer is, but if you do know who your ideal customer is, then the reason why normally people struggle is because they haven't built an email list. If you want to build an email list, put out a lead magnet, a free piece of content attached to a funnel, a simple funnel, and that will be a way to grow your email list. Hopefully that's been helpful for you today. That's what I shared with my newsletter yesterday into their inbox on Sunday. If you want to be part of my newsletter, get that kind of information, but in more detail, then I'll put a link below here. There's over 2,000 people in it now, started 3 months ago. If you want to be on that list, then just click the link below, and I look forward to seeing you in your inbox next Sunday. Have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.